Picture yourself at the top of a high dive. The board feels narrow under your feet, and the pool below seems impossibly far away. A crowd has gathered, their eyes locked on you. Someone says, "Your turn." Do you take the leap, or does the fear of falling keep you frozen? For many, responsibility feels just like that high dive, daunting, risky, and full of unknowns. Let's explore the fears that keep us stuck on the edge. First, the fear of failure. It's that voice in your head asking, "What if I belly flop? What if everyone laughs?" The weight of expectations, whether from others or ourselves, can be paralyzing. The thought of falling short, of disappointing people, or of outright failing can feel too overwhelming to even try. Then, there's loss of control. Taking on responsibility can feel like stepping off that board without knowing how you'll land. Suddenly, your choices, your time, and your freedom don't feel entirely yours anymore. Responsibility has a way of turning your carefully planned day into a whirlwind of demands and obligations. Finally, perfectionism. It's the voice that says, if you're not going to dive perfectly, don't dive at all. Perfectionism isn't about striving for excellence. It's about fearing anything less. When the bar is set impossibly high, the pressure becomes unbearable, and avoiding the leap altogether feels like the only option. These fears, failure, losing control, and perfectionism, build a wall that keeps us clinging to the edge, unwilling to jump. But are these fears as solid as they seem? Or are they illusions that can be challenged? Stick with me as we unravel the truth and explore how to face the dive and the responsibilities that come with it. The impact of responsibility, avoidance. Now imagine you've stepped back from the high dive, deciding not to jump. For a moment, it feels like relief. No risk, no failure, no judgment. But what happens next? Avoiding responsibility might seem like a safe choice, but it comes with hidden costs that can quietly shape your life. First, there are the missed opportunities. Every time we shy away from responsibility, we pass up chances for personal growth, success, and new experiences. It's like staying on the pool deck while others leap and discover what's possible. You're left wondering, what could I have achieved if I'd just tried? Then there's procrastination, responsibility avoidance's closest companion. When fear keeps us from taking action, tasks pile up like an overflowing inbox. Deadlines loom, decisions get delayed, and the stress builds. It's a vicious cycle. Avoiding responsibility feels like a break at first, but it often leads to greater anxiety and fewer options down the line. And let's not overlook the toll on relationships. When we avoid responsibility, we often shift the burden onto others, friends, colleagues, or loved ones. Over time, this can breed resentment and mistrust. Picture a team where one person never pulls their weight. The group dynamic falters, and the connection weakens. The same happens in personal relationships, where avoidance can erode the trust that keeps them strong. Avoiding responsibility might feel like escaping the dive, but it doesn't leave you free. It leaves you stuck. The opportunities, growth, and connections we miss are the silent costs of not stepping forward. The good news? These patterns can be broken. Let's move on to how we can confront these fears and start climbing that ladder with confidence. Confronting the fear. The high dive doesn't seem so daunting when you take a closer look at the ladder. One step at a time, it's just a series of manageable climbs. Similarly, confronting the fear of responsibility starts with breaking it down into smaller, achievable actions. Break down tasks. Big responsibilities often feel overwhelming because we see them as one colossal leap. Instead, try slicing them into smaller, bite-sized steps. Imagine you're learning to swim. Start in the shallow end before heading to the deep. Each small victory builds confidence and momentum, making the overall task feel less intimidating. Seek support. No one needs to face responsibilities alone. Surround yourself with a supportive network, friends, family, colleagues, or mentors who can help you navigate the challenges. It's like having a spotter by the pool. Their encouragement and guidance can make all the difference when fear tries to take over. Embrace imperfection. Here's a truth worth holding on to. Everyone stumbles. Everyone makes mistakes. Expecting perfection from yourself is like expecting to dive flawlessly on your first attempt. It's unrealistic and unfair. Accept that missteps are part of the process. Each one is a lesson that brings you closer to success. By breaking tasks into smaller steps, leaning on support, and giving yourself permission to be human, you can start chipping away at the fears that keep you stuck. The dive might still seem high, but with these tools, you're better equipped to climb the ladder and take the leap. Let's explore how building resilience can make the process even smoother. Building resilience. Think of resilience like a life jacket. It doesn't stop the waves, but it keeps you afloat no matter how rough the waters get. Building resilience is about equipping yourself with tools and a mindset that help you navigate the challenges of responsibility with greater confidence and ease. Self-compassion. Start by being kind to yourself. When things don't go perfectly, resist the urge to self-criticize. Instead, remind yourself that mistakes are part of growth. Think of it like learning to ride a bike. Every wobble and fall is teaching you balance. Self-compassion isn't weakness. It's the fuel that helps you get back up and keep going. Focus on progress, not perfection. Instead of aiming for flawless execution, shift your mindset to celebrate progress. Did you take a step forward, even a small one? That's a win. Progress is like swimming to the next marker in a pool. You're not at the finish line yet, but each stroke gets you closer. Focusing on small victories helps build confidence and keeps perfectionism from holding you back. Embrace challenges. Resilience grows when we step out of our comfort zones. Each challenge you face and overcome adds another layer of strength. Think of it as weightlifting. Every rep builds muscle, even if it feels tough in the moment. Over time, the challenges that once seemed impossible will feel like second nature. Building resilience doesn't happen overnight, but with practice and patience, it becomes your safety net. It allows you to approach responsibility not with dread, but with the confidence that you can handle whatever comes your way. Next, let's look at how reframing responsibility itself can transform fear into empowerment. Reframing responsibility. Imagine holding a key in your hand. At first, it might seem heavy, even intimidating. But what if you realized this key unlocks doors to opportunities, growth, and impact? Responsibility is that key, and by changing how we view it, we can turn fear into empowerment. Responsibility as a privilege. Instead of seeing responsibility as a burden, try viewing it as a privilege. It's an opportunity to make a difference, whether it's in your workplace, relationships, or personal growth. Think of it like being asked to captain a ship. Not everyone gets the chance, and the journey, while challenging, is deeply rewarding. Responsibility as empowerment. When you take on responsibility, you're claiming ownership of your life. It's no longer about what others dictate. It's about the choices you make. Embracing responsibility is like stepping into the driver's seat of your car. You decide the destination, the route, and the speed. It's your journey. Responsibility as a catalyst for growth. Every responsibility you accept is an opportunity to learn and expand your abilities. Whether it's a new project, a leadership role, or a personal commitment, each challenge teaches you something valuable. It's like planting seeds in a garden. Each one has the potential to grow into something incredible if you nurture it. By reframing responsibility as a privilege, a source of empowerment, and a catalyst for growth, you can start to see it not as something to fear, but as an essential part of a meaningful life. It's the key to unlocking your potential, and the more you use it, the stronger and more confident you'll become. With this perspective, you're ready to take on challenges with a sense of purpose and possibility. The dive might still be high, but now it's not just about the jump, it's about the discovery waiting in the water below. Thank you for watching, and if you learned something new, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to share your views in comments box.